When Helluva Boss dropped its pilot in 2019, it immediately caught my interest. A show about a group of demons whose job is to go to Earth to kill people sounded not only interesting but also quite original. And the first season, while not perfect by any means, was quite funny and entertaining. The voice acting is phenomenal, and the show is impressively animated for being an indie project. As the show progressed, especially with its second season, a problem began to grow increasingly significant. It was something that had always been in the background, like a bird chirping. But with time, this tiny bird turned into a screeching rooster impossible to ignore. Guys, I won't beat around the bush. The reason why I went from liking this show to strongly disliking it is this character's fault. At first, it was just a neutral dislike, but by the end of season 2, I felt annoyed every time Stolas appeared on screen, which is quite a lot given how everything revolves around him now. An argument I often see on the internet is, if you don't like it, don't watch it. While I personally disagree because I think that in order for you to decide you don't like something, you have to watch it, I realized this was the approach I needed to use with Helluva Boss. I watched both seasons, and while I liked the first one, the second one suffered from a great decline in quality, to the point where I didn't enjoy watching this show anymore. As my final farewell to this show, I would like to explain why Stolas ruined Helluva Boss. I understand what Vivzipap was going for with this character, but to me Stolas doesn't work because he's forgiven for everything and never recognizes what he does wrong, and this is to the detriment of the other characters. This happens very subtly. It's not obvious. You have to study the dynamics to understand it. I'll give you an example with the episode Mastermind. The facade is that Stolas sacrifices himself for Blitz, and it's written as if he took responsibility for his actions and lost everything, so that the character is in the process of growth and evolution. The impression is supported by tragic songs, characters who want to overthrow him and who have abused him, and a daughter who was taken from him with this excuse. But in practice, the devil is in the details. The daughter in question was severely neglected and emotionally abused by him. He says he loves her, but at every opportunity, Blitz always comes first for Stolas. During their dedicated day together, he brings along Blitz, the man with whom he cuckolds her mother, to flirt with him in her presence. He even talks about his sexual performances on the phone in front of her, and I remind you that his daughter is a minor, by the way. On the day they were supposed to see the stars together, he prioritized fighting with Stella because of Blitz. Everyone has their problems, especially Blitz. But he never dreamed of putting Luna second to Stolas, and she's not even his biological daughter. Despite all this, being a bad father is never held against him during the series. The blame is always placed on adverse circumstances or on Stella or Blitz directly. Stella abused him, and I don't condone anything she did to him. However, fans never look at the whole picture. She too got married reluctantly, she too had to force herself to have a child.
No! Stolas is terrible in bed! I swear to fuck he just lays there staring at the wall and I have to do everything. It's embarrassing! I'm glad one egg fell out of me so I could stop pretending to want to fuck his scrawny twig ass.
And despite everything, she never cheated on him. Stolas, on the other hand, gave himself to his childhood crush who was passing by, whom he had been fantasizing about for years. Which is a human and empathically understandable reaction, of course, but nevertheless wrong. So we have ascertained that Stolas sucks as a father and as a husband, but at least he's good at being a prince of hell, right? Stolas is, in fact, a useless being in his family. He has never used his legions. He spends his days getting depressed and watching stupid telenovelas on TV or messing around in the garden. In short, he lives like a rich, bored Californian. Being a Prince Guisha entails responsibilities that he does not fulfill, so it is more than fair that this role is taken away from him in favor of those who, instead, want to play that role. Yet the series sells him to you as if he were only sensitive, and therefore, taking away his role and giving it to bad guys is an injustice. Stolas got to this point because the idea of abandoning the Goetia and their privileges hadn't even crossed his mind before. And it's not that he didn't have a choice. He met Blitz as a child.
Well, you know what I'm gonna do when I grow up? I'm gonna run my own circus, and I'm gonna be the most famous imp ever, and I'll be able to do what I wanna do all day.
That sounds like a good business.
Yeah, and if you apply, I'll hire you. Maybe.
You'll hire me?
Yeah, if I feel like it.
Well, I hope I qualify. You'd be a good boss.
He knew there was an alternative, and he chose to be Goisha. He made his choice, so it's his fault, not society's. Blitz wanted to steal the grimoire to do his job. A job he wanted to do to rise above his low status and be independent while gaining the dignity of a normal person.
All I was trying to do was rise above the stupid fucking place you all forced us into!
Your Highness, please! Blitz just...
Moxie, stop. Just take care of Luna for me.
In practice, to be considered equal and not a second-class citizen. So he accepted the prostitution relationship to guarantee freedom for him and his friends. He didn't do it out of greed. Stolas pushed him into prostitution because he was sexually frustrated. He knew fully well that the alternative for Blitz was to risk his life all the time, and he didn't bother to know if Blitz was romantically attracted to him. In practice, Stolas exploited his need for freedom and dignity to make his own romantic films in his bird head. Yet the series sells it to you as if they used each other. It even seems like Blitz is more to blame because Stolas cries more. Also, it bothers me a lot that Stolas claims he loves Blitz and yet calls him names.
You are so cute when you are serious. And my darling Mitzi!
Just say my name right, fucking dick!
Who dare threaten my impish little plaything?
Who said that?
Only uses him for sex and constantly abuses his imp servants. Back to Mastermind, Stolas is not taking responsibility for anything. He is actually glorified because he is taking Blitz's blame by lying and comes out as a victim of circumstances, even heroic, when in reality it is quite the opposite. Since we have never established how much Stolas cares about his social position and why, honestly, who cares if he loses his status? And above all, why does he care? Why is it a tragedy if they take away custody of Octavia? He never cared about her anyway. In conclusion, I don't feel sorry that he lost his status, powers and custody of his daughter. He deserves everything that happened to him, and it's just his fault. True, he didn't deserve the years of abuse from Stella, nor to be emotionally neglected by his father. But he had the chance, after marriage, to escape his situation and take Octavia with him. Instead, he chose to play the victim, and it's never his fault. In the end, the show constantly tries to sell me the idea that Stolas is a tragic hero, but all I see is a crying, selfish prince who never grew up. I will be honest with you guys, I don't think I will ever make another video on this show. When I made this channel, I did it because I wanted to discuss topics I like or that at least have my interest. In short, I want to review things that made me happy, or that at least left me something. I don't think Helluva Boss is worthy of attention anymore, so I won't dedicate any more of my time to this show. I guess I might do a video on the second season of Hazbin Hotel once it comes out, if I actually have something to say about it. I didn't like season 1, but who knows, season 2 might improve. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day.